Hello everyone, I hope you're all well. So we are doing a reading on the New Orleans event. I don't know anything about this, but what I keep seeing is New Orleans event and a picture of it seems like some people are labeling him as what's that word they use? Caucasian. I actually think he's probably Indian, so just Asian descent. But he's apparently American, and I've seen that some people are saying because he's an Islamist terrorist. But then I'm also seeing people saying New Orleans and Cybertruck related. So I'm thinking to open an OnlyFans for this fella here. He might actually get the following going. What do you think? Good boy, have this then. Got to be professional on camera. Okay, so I'm just going to pull it up. To be honest, I'm not surprised, because if you saw my 2025 themes ready for the predictions, I mentioned the first few days of Jan, and also the mass that could happen is going to involve cars and guns. So can I just pull up, I don't even know in terms of the Cybertruck where that is, what state it's in, and I don't even know what to do to look up for that. So I'm just going to look up New Orleans event. Yeah, so 1st of January, it's the date, falls within the dates that I mentioned. It says the individual drove a pickup truck, a Ford, into a crowd of people in Bourbon Street. Oh, bourbon biscuits, who like those? Streets in New Orleans, killing at least 10 and injuring dozens of others. After hitting the crowd, he exited the vehicle and fired upon local law enforcement. Wow. Law enforcement returned fire and the subject was pronounced deceased on the scene. So he's not alive, that guy, that Indian guy. Am I reading the right thing? 2 law enforcement officers were injured and transported to local police. Yeah, it is. So the suspect is 42-year-old Shamsuddin Jabbar, a US citizen from Texas. He was driving a Ford pickup truck, which appears to have been rented, and we're working to confirm the subject came into the possession. So then there was this other one. Let's see, Cybertruck. The KILLING. I need to ignore our friend here. Hopefully he's gonna lay and sleep. Oh, the man who died in Las Vegas Tulsa Cyber. That's interesting, because I was picking up on Elon Musk for some reason. Is a US Army soldier found passed away. He burnt into flames on Wednesday. The driver of the exploded Tesla. Master Sergeant Matthew Liversberger exploded in front of the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas. What I do know is that these two, were they both Army or something like that? So I guess that's why everyone's doing the comparison. What date was the Cybertruck one on? But while I was thinking of doing this reading, I was getting straight away programmed. I was getting this, it's strategically done behind the scenes. I was getting emotional manipulation. I'm going to pull energy on both of them. Some will probably say, and it's, you know, I don't like to use this phrase because I think a lot of psychics, intuitive readers like to use this phrase because it gets people like really liking this stuff and really intrigued. But I am going to say in this reading, there could be MK Ultra. It's not something that I've looked into because I think some people are too much. They've been MK Ultra'd, etc. There is trauma here. There is anger for some of them. I feel Shamsuddin is more angered. Remember I said there's going to be a lot of these that happen because people can't face a lot of stuff that is going on in their life and face themselves. But here I feel Matt is a much calmer energy, and maybe he feels a bit stupid about it, but I don't know, like, while he was in that truck, was he conscious? This is really weird because he was driving the cyber truck. Cyber, does that mean it self-drives? Because there's a disconnect of his energy while I've been, you know, sat, I'm going to prepare, I'm going to do this, which has just been within this half an hour. I've taken notes. And then I'm like, let's get onto it because it is actually midnight, the UK time. Yes, I know, crazy hour. On the 7th, going into the 8th. So you'll see it probably on the 8th, even for US time. Again, let me know if the timings of the videos are suitable for you. I want to hit that popular time so that when the videos are watched, it is the popular time. It helps in the algorithm. That seems to be not working with me. So I'm going to pull cards, but let's just get what notes I've already made. I want to see if there's a connection between them both. I do think there is because of like the programming, the master behind it, the strategy. But I don't necessarily think that they were like friends in the military. Like there's a recruiting of them. That's the connection there as opposed to being friends in what's happened. Can someone tell me, was this done on the same date? There is a political, it's not about religion here, regardless of the side or what religion. This is not Islamist, ISIS, even though I don't even like those people stating, you know, extremists of man that say they belong to a religion and they don't portray a religion, regardless of who it is. You know, it's disgusting, whether it's like, you know, we've seen some of the churches go down, or whether it's the Islamist terrorists, whatever it is. And I'm forgetting I'm on here, I'm speaking like I'm on Patreon, so disclaimer, this is for entertainment purposes only. So are all my videos. I hope you enjoyed the Sebastian Rogers read. I hope that we get the news breaking because I can see that happening. In the first read I mentioned about who was there, what happened, and then who helped to come maybe cover it up, and other stuff, right? There's a lot going on in the car, about car stuff coming out. I do think they need to be transparent about the dog, and they need to be transparent about the whereabouts of people, the digital evidence and the tracking. Look out for this space right now, okay? And let's look out for that time frame of where we've mentioned. And you can check the past readings because I never watch the past readings. So it's whatever just comes back to me, given the fact that there's many readings I do, and then client readings and other stuff and everything else that we'll have going on in our personal lives. So are they connected? Was there some sort of connection of programming like I'm picking up on? Did they actually want to harm others? Let's just pull some cards and let me then elaborate further, because I've got some scribbles here that usually, you know, and I can't read my writing if you're familiar with the thing, but I can read some of my writing. I've got religion is used an excuse, but I wanted to ask, are the family using that so that because of the backlash and the tragedy of loss of people? I do think there's going to be a court case against the city, by the way. Given it was the 1st of January, what are you allowing to go down the road? Something about it. I don't know how it was done or what time. I think there's going to be a case or something coming up against the city about security that fell through or should have been up. Something around that. That's just random. There is mental health. Obviously, we respect everyone in the military, right? But there is a ringmaster here. Behind closed doors. I also think at the moment, although these is big stories, the way it's been programmed to be done together is actually a distraction about something else happening behind, whether it's to do with the behind strategy of whoever's behind this or something else that's going on behind this. Remember, we've got Luigi, that was big news. What else was big news? I don't know, you're probably gonna know because I don't quite know. We've got the inauguration in the US coming up. So, and remember with Luigi, I said there's going to be stuff that comes up that wants to distract you in a quiet time, to take focus on things that they're actually doing on that case. Look back on that so I don't repeat and bore some of you. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's have a quick look. Straight out of the bat. The first card that came out. Yes, they're both connected. Okay, so just not even psychically, the tarot is with me on that. Okay, just making sure my deck is all up, right? Or most, even if like one, I miss one. Okay. Something about this though was worked on, but it wasn't patiently anticipated. Sorry, it wasn't patiently executed, right? And I think that's by who maybe made the proposal to these. I'm going to pull energy on both because I feel like they're a bit of different energy. Okay. Straight out the bat, Matthew had exposure to some programming. Okay, let's check the other one. Shamsuddin Jabbar. He's very angry, by the way. Yeah, and look, very angry. It's come, 2 cards have come out. You know, his energy is like he was very loyal, very listen to authority, very much in touch with very loyal. And had a good opinion about the military and what they do. But then there's some things that he's seen that the doing is different than what is being said. And the doing is also not helping. It actually goes in, disrupts, destroys, leave people more helpless than what the purpose is actually stated to do, like to protect or whatever. That has made him very angry. What is said is different to what they're doing and the eventual outcome of things. I'm trying to get him up here. Come here. Come here, good boy. So that's the energy I get with him. Let's look at, it's definitely strategy and strategic behind this. And I feel like their emotions have been played upon, tapped into, along with their own emotional disruption inside of them. And so it's kind of this manipulation for both. And when they've got this proposal, it's kind of gone for it. Matt gives me the energy that, you know, he's reluctant, hasty, but then he's like, F it. And I'm going to go down making a mark with the Cybertruck. Have I got that right? Was he with the Cybertruck? I'm getting it that he's making a mark with that. Yeah, there's kind of like foolishness. I don't want to tap into him, and I definitely don't want to tap into Shamsuddin, but there's kind of like, it's too early to know if there's remorse, but there is manipulation and programming that's occurred there, and we get it in the cards. So we've got those two questions. Let's see Matt's energy. What can we know about this? Yeah, Matt definitely felt he didn't kind of have a choice. He was suffering, bottom of the deck, from depression. Okay, we've got it here. He was definitely suffering from isolation, very felt isolated. He did have some PTSD, trauma. There's a bit of there's depression here, and a feeling of no choice in terms of doing this at one stage. But I think in the very last moment he felt he had a choice. I want to ask a question. He was alive when driving that Cybertruck, but it seems like that's what he didn't plan to do. There's a plan that is not fully, it didn't go according to him, and I feel like he wanted to maybe be not alive when he drives the truck, but he was alive when he drove the truck. So did he explode in it? But there's a disconnect. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting like he wasn't there, but it seems like that would have been his ideal scenario to, you know, he's got in, or he's placed in, but he's not alive when he's placed in. But he was, when he was in the, as soon as he got in the car, he was alive when he started driving. That was not part of his plan. I also get, by the way, that whoever's behind this is not necessarily happy on how this one went. But how does he feel? I feel like he feels like he finally did something meaningful. Obviously tainted mental health to think that, and manipulated, programmed. Yeah, very strong energy here. Definitely feels like he finally did something meaningful. Okay. There was a lot going on in his head, but there's still secrecy around his death, I've said the word, him not being alive. Was it, there's something around that. I don't think he exploded in the Tesla alive, but he was alive when he got in the Tesla. That's what I believe, but they're still not sure 100% what's happened here. He does believe that he did make a mark. Like, F it, I'm going to make this mark. I feel like there's a good person there. Like, it's not to hurt humanity. It's really weird with him. I feel Shamsuddin, he would have gone on another spree or something. Like, this would not have been his only one if he was not caught. I feel like he was, let me get cards, a lot of cards. I want to say a lot of fights and arguments and anger and rage around, not rage, just anger around him, but like disconnected to face himself and what his actions may be causing some result of the things that are going on in his life. But he was also very loyal to the military, that he felt really, I'm getting the word betrayed, because of, like I said, what was said they would do, but what was actually done, right? And how those places, I would say Iraq and Afghan, I don't know where they served or if they did serve, he's seen stuff. And it's interesting, we get the Eight of Cups again. He felt like this proposal was definitely something that would set him free. Okay, free from his emotional state that he didn't tap into. And I'm saying this because also on the 2025 predictions, I mentioned a lot of people not able to face the emotions, the anger, the chaos that's inside of them because of the chaos around the world as well, not seeing a light on the end of the tunnel. He saw like a light at the end of the tunnel, especially with some financial issues with this proposal. Again, some depression, some PTSD that was left from the military being there. And he really scrutinized the military, really scrutinized them. After what he'd seen. Not happy with himself at a certain stage. It's the emotions here. I do think he had ideas in his head of things that are not, like a lot of things in his head, mind coming, possibly voices or seeing things to do. I just want to ask a question on the Ten of Cups. We've got a Ten of Cups here. I think in his family life, he was definitely, it seems like he wasn't able to overcome certain losses. And I feel like these were reoccurring losses. One second. We've got basically, let me show you, we've got the Ten of Cups. Clarifying it is the Five of Cups and the Knight of Cups. He really felt there was trickery in his home life, in his love life, in whatever personal life, okay? There was this, you know, trickery, there was a falsehood, there was swindling. I don't know if someone cheated on them, was kind of fraud. And then it's like he... a lot of emotions here, upheaval of emotions. False promises, and I think this also then with the military, it's kind of the feeling he got when he was in the military. I don't know what department he was in. I think then he also might feel that he was treated a bit differently. Let me just see. Yeah, he feels like he was treated differently in the military. Not able to speak, whereas others were able to speak. There was something he was unable to speak on. And confirmation, he was treated differently on something. But we're not going to know what that was. It seems like it might have been a movement to move a department, or to promise to work at, you know, to be in a different base in another country, and that fell through. There's a massive secret of something he knows, and it didn't go. He was not allowed to speak on it. He was silenced, we get here. Okay. Let's see. Did Matthew know something as well? And was he silenced? But Shamsuddin feels like there was something personal that he, maybe his beliefs or whatever, he was also treated differently. But there's something he definitely knew. And I will say, by the way, I won't be surprised if on a separate note, all these kind of mass things that happen, or terrorism that is not this, but this is politically led, by the way. It's not religious. This is politically led. There's a statement and there's a programming of these. I don't believe... I got the justice card was about to come out. I don't know why I didn't take it out, but here it is. So we got the Wheel of Fortune. There is something about harming humanity, but it was kind of like it's the manipulation that this is the justice and you're not actually harming humanity. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you were in the military and look what you did to these people. And all these other people that support the military are here. I don't know what it, like, I don't know if New Orleans is very strong in a certain race or something. But again, playing on his emotions, and it's for the justice because of things you've done being in the military. Let's see what we get from Matt. Confirmation. I didn't, sorry, hang on a sec. Let me just get another card. He again did it for the same reasons, manipulated to do it. But if it was in himself, he wouldn't have like done it to actually harm. But there is that thing, I'm going to do it, obviously, but it wasn't to actually harm. And it's interesting because he didn't actually X anyone. Where did that truck, did it explode before it got somewhere? What happened? I'm not quite sure, but there is something about him. I don't think he was alive when it exploded. Like, I just feel there's a disconnect with him. There's really, really weird. Ask that question again. Because I get a card, but I get it in reverse, so... The timing of his expiry is very much off, okay? And it seems like they're trying to measure when did it explode, where did it reach versus, and the time do you know, like a science, time, voltage, like speed, distance. They're doing like some mathematics and it's not adding up to the destination where he apparently reached and the time frame. Don't know why I'm getting that, but yeah, okay. The US need to be, yeah, so Trump, he needs to be careful of communication because they will just blame these kind of thing on him, okay? I've mentioned kind of things that are going to come up that they're just going to blame Duck. The other thing is the US need to be careful now because I feel like there's going to be a way in for security of military secrets or government secret deals even being exposed and tapped into. That's something else I'm getting. I don't know what question I'm asking. Hang on a sec. I also think someone of the past or even future, let me open that way, may bring in the news that he was linked. I say he, it could be she, but I think someone was linked to either this military base or a certain department or person linking in this. This person would have maybe attempted or attempt a AS or some kind of crime that's going to come on the news. And you can look at past readings. It might give you a clue on what I'm mentioning there. Is it to do with religion? One card. That's not a card or the major I wanted. It's not to do with religion. It's to do with manipulation. I think the cards are very clear with the psychic download I've got. Our advice is don't get caught up in a lot of emotions of this. There is going to be something else that comes up. Don't start fighting each other and just being emotionally chaotic about this. Being ungrounded. Make sure you have your groundedness. Make sure you focus on yourself, okay? And the resource, your own home life, etc. Don't get caught up in this and find it like a heavy burden that you can't drop, right? This is the advice from Spirit. Any more advice? Just want 2 more cards. Where's that card? Yeah, free yourself from it. Because is at play. Liberate yourself from it. Put this down. Focus on this. Put this down. Liberate yourself from it because this is at play. Don't get emotionally chaotic and caught up on it and believe narratives of what people need to say. This is at play. Hope you enjoyed this reading. I think we got through quite a lot in a short period of time. I don't know what to call this. I hope if I call it New Orleans event and what shall I call it? Duck Tower event? I don't know. What is this madness in the world? Stay blessed, everyone. May we stay protected. Take care. And we obviously have the thoughts of the lives of the people that's lost and also all this effery that's happening, and programming people, etc. You know, if you follow my readings, I don't fall into these kind of traps of just doing conspiracy. I know people like it, but you know, if I say something like this, basically what I'm trying to say is it is it. Take care. Stay blessed. Please, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. You're welcome to subscribe, leave me a comment, update me. I don't know if I have hit on this, to be honest with you, because what I know is what I told you. And maybe I should have looked up a bit more, because maybe I'm way off with this. But sometimes we have to put ourselves out there as psychics, right? That's what I do with my reads. I take that risk. You hardly ever get validation. For example, I said Trudeau's out, just a matter of time. Watch where he is in December. But we will hear about him being out all of a sudden, and he's already out. But you can get a lot of stick on social media. I'm so blessed with like the subscribers I have, truly. Thank you. The other thing I want to say is on the 9th of January, we have a subscriber's birthday. I don't know her age, so I'm not going to make up her age, and I know she won't want me to. So you can suggest a reading that we do and cover next, and then everyone will know who you are to say happy birthday and send you loads of loves and hugs, and you give us an excuse to have cake on the 9th. Take care of yourselves, everyone, and let me know how this reading was, given I just realized totally blind to the facts of it. And bye for now. Bye from me and Rockstar.